Michael Hernandez of MLH Media and Valley Fight News, and I'm here today with a very distinguished guest in Tony, the Conqueror Cortez. How you doing today, my man?
So what's up? Doing good, doing good.
Hey man, you are an absolute killer inside the ring, but I have to say you are one of the most respectful gentlemen I've ever met outside of it. I got to meet you at SparStar 54. Obviously heard rumblings of you. Isaac Lawrence had told me, "Hey man, you got a killer sitting right beside you." And I got the chance to talk to you, and I was so surprised. I'm like, "How is this guy a killer in the ring, man?" You were so respectful, so calm. You and Rudy made me feel like I was just at home at the SparStar 54, and you guys really gave me a warm welcome. And yeah, we got to talking about you and your fighting career, and we gotta sit down and watch Christian Daguerro and Quest Truxton, two guys that you both got to fight on, both for some pretty high stakes. So how was SparStar 54 for you, having to watch fighters that you fought before? How is that feeling, man?
It's amazing to see two guys that I've competed against compete each other, and it was exciting because I shared the cage with both of them. So I just really wanted to see who would win between them two. I had my money on DeGuerro, and he came through, but Quest gave him a good fight and whatnot. So it was a cool experience.
You have your eyes set on a couple of guys already over at Combate Global. 7-0, Ramiro Jimenez, the featherweight over there. And then David Martinez, the bantamweight champion. I believe he's like 10-1. And then, yeah, Christian Cortez, 11-1 lightweight. So who are you looking at right now? I know you like to bounce between those. You're a killer. You like to go 35, 45, 55. And that's really why I wanted to talk to you, because I love guys like that. The guys that are willing to drop weight and don't give a shit. They're ready to go to war. So, is there a specific weight class you kind of like to stay at, or are you just ready to go? Whoever's willing to pick up the pen and sign the contract.
I think that I'm a good size for 145 pounds. If I really wanted to, I can make 135 pounds, easy money. And Black Spartan is the first guy on my hit list. I watch his fights. I don't think he's that good. He's got his little stuff. He calls himself the Black Spartan, but I'm the Conqueror, and I'm coming to conquer Sparta. So let's get that.
You with your style, you're very tactical, and you're very precise in every single movement. And that's why I loved watching your fights as well, because it feels like not one of your approaches to a fighter is ever miscalculated. It seems like there's always something that you're going to go for right off the bat. And for an example of that, like watching your Daguerro fight, it seemed like even in any of the grappling exchanges where it seemed like, oh shit, like I believe you were caught in a kind of Kimura at one moment, you were able to kind of sprawl out and just able to get back into a top position. So for you, with guys that you're fighting over here at this like quote unquote top level, guys that are champions, do you feel like you've already gone through that type of the type of wars that these guys are going to be able to offer to you, and that's why you feel like you're so confident going to these bouts?
I think that I'm just an expert. I've been doing this since I was very young, and I'm very talented, and it comes to me naturally. But not just that, I also work very, very hard. I started training when I was 10. 3 weeks after I started training, I had my first fight. And after
Oh
that, I never
damn.
stopped fighting. I had a bunch of competitions in pancration, jujitsu, wrestling, kickboxing, and I took hundreds and hundreds of losses as a kid. I put my head down and I just kept working, So I'm 21 years old, I'm a young man, and I'm coming into my own. And I think that I belong up there with some of the best fighters in the world. Like, I feel like I'd give Peter Yan. I'd probably beat him. I'll probably beat Aljamain Sterling too. I think I could beat all these guys. If I feel like I can beat them, then I have to be finishing guys like the Black Spartan, David Martinez, Ramiro Jimenez, Christian Puas. I gotta make these guys look like a bunch of jokes. And I mean, I want to stay in Combate. I want to make the most amount of money I can. And if they treat me right, then that's the place I'm gonna stay, and I'll be the star of the show.
Do you love to utilize your grappling? Because I know you love to strike and you love to knock people the hell out, but is your grappling just kind of something that you feel a lot of guys go in there underestimating? Because I feel a lot of guys go in there and they don't really realize how good of a grappler you are until you get them on the ground and they're not able to get up.
Yeah, so I was one of the top wrestlers in California when I was in high school. At one point, I was ranked number 6 in the state. I actually got injured my senior year, so I didn't get to accomplish my goals. But I got a good wrestling base, a really good wrestling base, and my coach Joe Daddy Stevenson is literally one of the best grapplers to ever be in the UFC. I have him as my coach, and then I got my striking guys, which my coach is Sam Mason, which is Bobby Green's coach, who's taught him everything. And then I got to spar with Bobby Green all the time. I'm his main training partner, along with Elijah Leggett and guys like Andre Ewell. And
Jamal Emmers as well, correct? I seen a picture of you and Jamal. Yeah.
yeah, Jamal's there all the time, bro. We're sparring, we're training, like, and then I train at Dan Henderson's with all those guys. Trevor Wells literally was just on the Ultimate Fighter. Robert Hernandez at Cobra Kai. He's making his name in Cage Warriors. I'm training with real killers and real fighters, and that's who I'm surrounded by.
I was looking through your Instagram, but I see you kind of do like to go around to gym and find different training partners. Has that been a key to your success? Not really staying at one gym and fighting the same guys every single day. Is there just one gym you associate yourself with, like primarily, or do you really like to just jump around and kind of feed off of the different brains that you have in the SoCal area?
But my main 3 gyms are Dan Henderson's, Cobra Kai, and Icon. On Mondays, I'll go to Dan Henderson's to go do 5 5-minute rounds of sparring, get the whole training session in, and then I'll go do strength and conditioning with Rudy at 6 cents. Tuesday, I'll go to Cobra Kai, 7 in the morning, train with Joe Stevenson. Then I leave from there and I drive all the way to Moreno Valley. I train from 12 to 2 with Bobby Green and my coach Sam, and I do that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday I got sparring at Cobra Kai at night at like 7 to 8, and then Saturday I go and I train with Icon and I do boxing sparring at Corona Hills Boxing. We spar a bunch of boxers. I split it every day evenly, so I'm at every gym evenly.
Pretty awesome that you're able to get those type of coaches. And just to speak about one of your coaches, actually, I know out of Cobra Kai over there in Victorville, Ryan Spink recently, Sifu Ryan Spink, he had passed away in a car accident. Talk about that kind of impact that he had on you, because I know he had a ton of impact on a lot of the guys that came out of there. I know Gabriel Martinez, one of the fighters out of there, he told me when I got to talk to him about how much Ryan had meant to him, growing up. And it just, I know he meant a lot to a lot of you guys. And so just kind of explain to me what he meant to you and kind of what how he got you into how he got you into MMA, and maybe did he help you out in any particular way?
Yeah, so Ryan, when I first came to the gym, I didn't have any money. I didn't have really anything going on for myself. My mom and I came up with the thing where he said I could train at the gym as long as I cleaned the gym, like was the janitor of the gym. And I would go to the gym, I would get my training in, and then I'd mop the mats up, and then I'd throw away the trash, and then I'd do like whatever it was on the checklist that I had to do. I mean, if he didn't give me that chance to train and really develop my skills, then I wouldn't be who I am today. So to be honest, he's kind of like a father figure to me. And growing up, I didn't really have my father around. So anybody who would show me that any type of love like that, I always had a great respect for. And I wish I could have been around him more and talked to him more. He was just a sweetheart, man. Every time you talk to that guy, he's all happy. He's real
Yeah.
jolly. He's just a great dude, and he left a big effect on everybody, bro. He really is the
Yes.
jester, dog. He's just he was a great dude, and he's still with us till today. Like I just got back from his celebrating his life, and he left a just people talking about the way what he did for them left a big effect on me, and it really made me want to be a better version of myself and really just show people more love, outside of fighting. Because when it comes to fighting, I get to express, how I really feel inside with those deep dark emotions. But outside of fighting, I don't have to be that person. And if there's anybody that I want to model my life outside of fighting, it would definitely be Ryan Spink. So he left a big impact on not just my life, but anybody who came across him.
I was just talking a little bit earlier with you how I was watching your pre-fight with Quest Truxton, and just the ski mask and just the aura you bring to the fights. It's almost like a, I hate to bring comparisons, but it's like Khabib and Connor, just that dark aura. It's like, oh damn, like this is real. This is a war. I'm going into an actual fight. Like this is, you bring that type of energy. So is that something that you really want all of your opponents to feel? You want them all to feel the Conqueror's presence, or is it something that you feel comes naturally once the contract gets signed and you're able to get things going for a camp?
The way I see it is I'm trying to help the world become a better place in all reality, you know. After fighting, I want to fight for people, right? When I get my platform, I want to help people. Yeah, I'll just be a good person and I want to give to people, like people that are like me, you know, that didn't come up with money, didn't come up with the best circumstances. I want to be a great example for people. And I feel like I'm the conqueror, bro. I'm a conqueror for from a new time, and I'm here to change the world. That's really how I feel about myself. I really, I'll, you know, I feel like God has blessed me and he's allowed me to really express my darkness in the best way possible, because by expressing my darkness, I'll get to show the world my light. And people that want to take that away from me and take my dreams away from me, um, I'm ready to kill or be killed, you know? So these guys, they want to start acting like they're gonna take it to the street and all this and that, or they want me to go to their gym and this and that. They want me to go to Mexico. I'm like, I know where that kind of lifestyle takes you, you know. I'm not trying to deal with stuff in the street. I'm not trying to do none of that. I'm a professional fighter. And when we step into the cage, let's try to kill each other, you know? Fuck the street, fuck all that other shit. Let's be who we are, and we're fighters, you know.
I'm very glad that you said what you said, because a lot of these guys, they try and take it out in the streets, or they try and take it out like this. But when you can go in the ring, capitalize on it, make not only that, but make some money off of your branding, because at the end of the day, you're both going to get paid. And who's going to come out with the win bonus, that's who's going to get paid more. And I love that attitude that you bring into it, and it's kill or be killed, man. That's definitely the type of attitude that any warrior would have had going into any of their battles, and that's the type of demeanor and the type of bravery that you bring into yours. You definitely bring the energy, and you're always fun to watch, man. I also wanted to talk today a little bit, just these last couple questions, about your culture and about the Salvadorian and American kind of flag that you carry when you come into the octagon.
When it comes to being Salvadorian, I just have so much pride because my great grandma is such a strong woman. She crossed the border to give us a new life, right? And to give my grandparents a new life. But I feel like my great grandma brought us here so that we can eventually make a lot of money and then take it back to El Salvador, right? And be rich in our country. And that's how I feel like that's what I'm gonna do. And I have a dream, bro. I really want to be a politician one day and help people. And I want to do that in El Salvador, and I want to build gyms in El Salvador because there's so much gang violence, there's so much like war and stuff going on. But I feel like if those kids that grew up to be gangsters maybe had an outlet to be a fighter or a boxer or whatever it is that they want to do with the sport, it gives them a different outlet and a different lifestyle where they can make money and change their family and their whole lineage's life. So that's really what my goal is. And it makes me sad when I see where I come from, like it's like the slums, there's people killing people all the time. There's war, there's drugs, and I don't know, I kind of lived that lifestyle a little bit where I was on drugs and I was in that mix, not to that extent where I'm seeing dead bodies every day, but it was bad. And I feel like I can just show people like, look, you can do drugs or whatever, but look at me. I was on drugs and look at where my life went. And then now I got off of drugs and I decided to chase my dreams so they can look at me as a representation of what we can do. That's why I hold the flag and I carry it proud, It makes me emotional because
Take your time, brother.
I just I don't want to see people like that.
No, it's hard to see that, especially with a country that you hold so proud in your heart, and with people that when you love people. And I definitely feel you. It's hard. Growing up, I grew up in the Central Valley, and having to see a lot of my friends get into gang life and be surrounded by that type of energy. And El Salvador, it's hard, man. And even where you grew up over there in the Los Angeles Corona area, I can only imagine, man. So I'm very sorry for any of that, any of the type of hardships you had to go through, or any of the hardships you had to view, because it's definitely hard to harbor those emotions and to keep those thoughts and to carry on with your day and to try and be that role model and to try and carry on. But I just wanted to tell you, man, you're doing a very successful job of it, and I can't wait to see the greatness that you bring upon not only your family but also your culture and just in general the world, man. Because I genuinely believe that Tony the Conqueror Cortez is going to be a name that is a household name in a couple of years, man. So I just wanted you to know that, brother, man.
So it's all love,
Yes.
At the end of the day, we're all human and shit. I'm learning that, and I think I'm just crying and shit because I didn't cry at fucking Ryan's thing. So, you gotta let it out sometimes.
Hey, brother, that's what we're here for. Just know I'm always a voice that you can contact, man. Always a buddy that you can text if you ever need it. I know you got your people over there, but if you ever just need somebody to call on the phone real quick, text, hit me up, man. I'm always down for a conversation if you ever just need to let anything out. And that's what I got this platform here, man, because I genuinely believe the message you are spreading and what you were trying to do with not only your fighting career, but what you're trying to do afterwards is something that not a lot of fighters are doing out here, man. I just really wanted to thank you for your time today and for everything you have done so far in your MMA career. With this last kind of question, is there anybody you wanted to give a shout out to? Any last words? We got about 6 minutes or so here left in the call.
Yeah, I would the person that's made me who I am today, is my mom, my mother, and I owe her my life. She's like she you guys wouldn't understand, I don't think, but she saved my life, like she's helped me change my life on so many different occasions. She's my rock, and my grandparents, my grandma, my grandpa, they helped me. The reason I started doing MMA is because I used to watch my grandpa watch UFC, and he admired them, and I wanted him to, be proud of me. And he's proud of me, and I'm repping that flag, and he's Salvi, so I know he's proud of me. And my grandma, I'm her pride and joy right now, so
You're gonna continue
I,
doing that, my man. I'm
I'm
almost
her
positive.
I'm all her profile pictures on Instagram and Facebook. Like she's super proud. And shout out to my sister. She's always been my ride or die, just riding with me, always next to me, going through the same stuff as me. Shout out to all my sponsors. Shout out to all my gyms, my coach, Joe Daddy Stevenson, my coach, Sam Mason, my training partner, Bobby Green. Shout out to them. And let's go conquer the world, baby. Let's do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Hey, man, I think that's the best way to end up this call today, man. I'm Michael Hernandez of MLH Media and Valley Fight News, and I'm going to be signing out with Tony the Conqueror Cortez, the 5-time state champion across bantamweight, featherweight, and lightweight, and he is coming to Combate Global and to a screen near you.